The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign, trusted by over 500 NFL players for their winning smiles, and broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your host, Nicole Hutchison.
Good morning, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign here in the SWBC studio. I'm Nicole Hutchison alongside Brianna Aldridge and Aisha Morrison. What's up? Good morning.
Morning.
How are y'all doing?
Good morning.
Wake up!
Another day.
Thank you.
Sisters.
Chris, you know the vibes. That felt a little sarcastic, and I don't like that. Let's try that again, Brianna.
Yeah.
Woo! There we go. That was much.
It was more from the diaphragm on that one.
Okay. Wake up!
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Thank you so much.
Y'all are
What would I do without that?
really something wrong
button.
with y'all.
I don't know. I feel like that should be like your wake-up call.
Maybe so.
Alarm?
I need a
maybe?
second here.
Yeah. All right. Well, Cowboys have a wake-up call. Well, potentially, if DaRon Bland will not play. The word is, according to Nick Harris, that DaRon Bland will most likely not participate in the game against the Giants on Sunday. But Malik Hooker, also a sign on the practice report, he was limited in practice. He missed on Monday. But, you know, talking about DaRon Bland, that's a huge blow for this cornerback room, considering they were already facing some struggles with, you know, at first training camp, not having Trayvon Diggs back. Then you got Savone Revel still nurturing his injury or rehabbing from his injury, Josh Butler as well. But a lot of moving pieces there, and Bland also playing that nickel spot, being so versatile, playing outside and nickel. Ladies, just talk about, you know, what kind of a blow this is for this Cowboys defense.
I saw the tweet go out from Todd Archer yesterday, and I was like, please let it not be true, because it popped up on the injury report, and I didn't even realize he was dealing with the foot injury. And I just feel like this cornerback room can never have nothing nice. We can never have Trayvon Diggs and DaRon Bland. And then last year was, you know, Jay Lou. Like, those three were rarely ever on the field together. And you just heard from Trayvon Diggs yesterday after practice about how good he felt. He only had 27 snaps in his first game back from his injury from last season. Things felt good, and then the practice report dropped. So to me, automatically, I'm thinking, okay, like Nicole said, this is a group that was already very much banged up. We have some people working back from injury right now. Before DaRon Bland, he was the healthy piece. He was the CB1 just a few weeks ago before Diggs came back. Now I'm thinking, okay, is this a time where you look at the practice squad and feels like you would have to elevate somebody there? There's been some talks if they're going to look outside. That also makes sense in this moment. If DaRon Bland, I know right now it's saying could be a few weeks. We'll hear from Schottenheimer later on this afternoon, and I think that will have some more clarity to it. But yeah, it's a little bit scary. I will say, going against the Giants this week, maybe it's a little bit more of an urgency. Like I said, if Bland gets that unfortunate news of it'll be a couple weeks, like what does that actually look like?
Yeah, sounds like it is. I mean, initially it sounded like it was. It's more of the ankle than the foot injury, from my understanding, and that he was getting, you know, X-rays and stuff done and all that good stuff. So for me, it's disappointing. Like Bree was saying, it's disappointing. You know, the secondary can never. Trayvon Diggs bust his butt to get ready to play, and like Bree said, hearing him talk about the scheme yesterday, hearing him talk about probably taking an uptick and just continue to work to get integrated into the defense. It sounds like he's going to be ready to go this week too. So you are ready to see them collectively come together and play together. And that nickel spot, we've talked about it ad nauseum. It's just so important. And as you get into some of these tougher matchups, when these slot matchups, you got Green Bay coming up. You got, you know, it's just it's unfortunate. I will say, I think for stuff like this is why they went and got somebody like a Reddy Stewart, who Shotty described as a plug and play player to them at that nickel spot. Will he get the call, or is that someone or are they working with Zion Childress? I would expect for them to try to do this in house. especially if it's we don't know yet, but especially if it's not going to be long term. I would expect for them to do it in house. Just like I said, just unfortunate for Bland, and I do feel like the boot situation is definitely precaution, and them trying to be safe with him on his foot, walking on that foot.
I do want to make sure we get to the options they have right now, which is, like Aisha mentioned, Reddy Stewart, Zion Childress, and just maybe they get a little bit creative. I don't know. But how much does DaRon Bland's absence change what Dallas can do now schematically against the Giants?
Well, I mean,
I think whoever they plug in there, I mean, talking about those guys, any offensive coordinator is going to see, the new guy, and they're gonna go at him. That's what you would do naturally. I was surprised last game that honestly Kyer didn't have more. They didn't come at him more after, especially because he gave up the biggest play in the air last week. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm big on Zion. I mean, he was in our mind gonna make this, 53 not that long ago, and things changed. I like what he brings, and again, not to just say, I mean, the drop off we talked about going from the Eagles to the Giants. We just talked about that yesterday. Why not try it? Like, why not see what you got there at this point, especially if we sit in that press conference today and we hear that this injury is going to linger or there's no real timetable. That's my worst fear, is to hear there's no real timetable later on this afternoon.
Yeah, and for me, I'm just like with this matchup coming up, with the way that the Giants' offensive line is struggling, last week they did a lot of dump offs. They did a lot of stuff close to the line of scrimmage. And so for me, I do think when you talk about Wan'Dale Robinson and those guys, are they going to be trying to manipulate them in the slot and take advantage of that? That's something we could see. So with what the Giants got going on with their offensive line and stuff, I ain't as scared at all. But I do think a smart offensive coordinator is going to look at that, like Bree said, and try to take advantage of it. And I think Wan'Dale Robinson is a guy that can take advantage of your slot position if you need him to. And then Darius Slayton is not necessarily anybody to snuff at either as a route runner. So
yeah, it starts up front. So I feel like if you have the pass rush that I believe they're going to have, really shouldn't be an issue for this week.
Yeah,
because Russell Wilson is only really a threat if you give him time, and that man has no time.
I think the tackling is going to be the biggest part of it.
Yep.
Is obviously coverage is important as a corner, duh. But I do think in this particular game, you're looking for more tackling in the flats and stuff like that, with the way that the Giants are probably going to have to do things and run support if they decide to lean on their run game. So,
Who would you go with in this situation? Who would you go with, Zion, or would you go with Reddy Stewart? Because Reddy's already spent some time under Eberflus. Zion, of course, they've had eyes on him all throughout camp. He made a name for himself throughout the preseason. Who would you go with? The Rook, or someone?
I feel like they're going to go with the guy they're most comfortable with, and I think they brought Stewart in for a reason, because there's familiarity. Because that was, to be fair, we thought, again, it was going to be Zion and this big thing with Keemon Hall. And then they kind of pulled the plug and brought in two guys that don't really have a lot of proven in the league, right? Like, legit, like, not to be disrespectful, but we were trying to Google, like, who these two players were. They just don't have a lot of in the league, but they have the familiarity. And I think Schottenheimer and Matt Eberflus have this thing where if they have a guy they liked at other stops, they're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. So I think that's the way they're going to go.
I think I would. Yeah, I mean,
it's the laugh for me.
I'm struggling because I am very curious about Zion Childress and continue to be curious about him, especially since, he is a younger player. That nickel spot does require a lot. And this game doesn't feel like a big game in a sense. Like, I know that we're looking at the Giants. We saw them last week. They ain't nothing to be scared of at this point. But at the same time, this is a divisional game. Mm-hmm. This is a game that to me, it is important for you to win. You don't want to go 0-2 in the division to start the season. And furthermore, you have some tough matchups coming up in the coming weeks. You need to win the games you're supposed to win. And so with that being said and that being important, I think that Dallas is going to opt to go with the veteran, go about their business. And if they do go with a nugget, then shut me up. I would be surprised, and it would let us know some things to me. If
Yeah,
they did
it
decide
would
to go
reveal
with the
something
nugget.
as well.
Yes, absolutely. So that's something to keep an eye out on.
But I like how you brought up the game of the divisional opponent, because somebody asked in the presser, is this a must-win game? And Schottenheimer, kind of said that's not how they're looking at that's not how they approach it. They approach it as another opportunity to go after a championship. That's how he addresses every week. But it does feel like a must-win game because, like you said, you do not want to be this team 0-2. You're supposed to win the games you're supposed to win. And you look at the schedule, it's only going to get harder from here. And if you're looking at the Giants side, I know like we're downplaying it as well, but you don't want to be the Cowboys team that breaks Dak's 13-win streak against this team. Can you imagine? Like, things are going to feel like for the Cowboys are falling apart, but the Giants are in a tough spot too. They have people fighting for their life on that side.
And coaches. There's some, this is do or die time for that coaching staff over there as well. And so I expect for them to come out and really try to win this game. Now, it sounds like they are going to go with Russell Wilson. Like, it's not definite now, but that seems like it was leaning towards. And again, I think that leans back to kind of what Bree was saying about they don't want to go into this game with a whole bunch of uncertainty. They want to go into this game comfortable so they can try to turn the tables and try to, get a win at this point in the season, just starting.
And they're going with Russell Wilson, but they have said that last week they had some packages for Dart, and they're doing the same this week. So that tells you a lot too, because how many other teams have packages for their backup QB? Like, they are not messing around. They want to win this ball game, so don't take it lightly. And that's the sentiment that you got in the locker room from the first wave of guys we heard. We'll hear from Dak and CeeDee later today, and I'm sure they'll have the same. Because I think the other question that kind of made me laugh was, why is Dak so successful against the Giants? And it's just kind of quiet. But also, you can't have that mentality going into this game because this is not the time to
get comfortable.
Absolutely.
Plus, don't forget, the Cowboys, I know that home field advantage is real. Schottenheimer said that again yesterday. Okay, it wasn't real last season. How many wins they had at home?
Barnacles.
It was a very long season at AT&T Stadium.
All right.
Okay.
We're taking calls this morning at 1-888-855-2297. Call us here at 1-888-855-2297. I just feel like I need. No. I just.
Okay. Because I'm kind of.
You know what I started thinking about when you started doing that?
What?
My job.
I was thinking, what's that movie with when he starts spitting out the lottery numbers?
Did you?
Mike Epps.
Oh,
45, 37.
I love that movie.
wow, that's crazy.
Okay,
All right.
All about the Benjamin.
Cool, fun stat. Shout out to Nick Harris, who put out this stat yesterday. Of the 53 games that the Cowboys have played since 2022, they have had all three starting cornerbacks healthy in just 10 of those games. 6 in 2022, 2 in 2023, 1 in 2024, and of course 1 in 2025. But you ladies made a great point, right? Giants, I don't want to blow it off and say, hey, like, that game doesn't matter because you can't get comfortable, like Aisha mentioned. But when you look up next, right, they have the Bears, they have the Packers, and then that long stretch at the end of towards the end of the season. But you don't know how long DaRon Bland will be out. So looking ahead, right, not just against the Giants, how much pressure does that put on this pass rush now moving forward?
Probably a little bit more than it had last week.
But can you say it again?
How much pressure? How much more pressure does that put on this pass rush now?
To do what?
In terms of now you got to succeed up front because the back end is a little bit more vulnerable.
Oh,
you don't have
tater tots.
You don't have Trayvon.
I was like,
on a
my
pitch
brain.
count.
it's early. It's early.
No, my
like,
brain.
8:14, y'all.
I was like, wait, did I ask the question?
No,
Stupid.
it was me. I missed the first part.
My bad.
I needed the context.
I should have added a little bit more. I'm sorry. Trayvon Diggs, on a
She's
pitch
back.
count. Of
She's
course, a lot of injuries still there in the cornerback.
He's back.
It's fine. Woo,
No. But I wanted to answer. No, I'll answer the question. My bad. No. Yeah, it do. And it puts pressure. Babe, I think the defensive line should feel pressure from last week because they were close in spaces. I think they should feel there should be urgency from them. Period. I mean, you didn't really get hurt anywhere else besides the deep pass down the field other than Jalen Hurts' legs last week. And so, to me, I think that they should feel like they need to come into this game and rush contain and be more disciplined to start that game anyway. And as far as rushing the passer, baby, if I'm the pass rushing folks too, they brought another human in here yesterday to work out. Mm-hmm. That mean that they see something they don't like or they trying to add to because they don't know enough. So
Facts.
You gonna notice a little bit kind of anyway. So yeah, you need to. They should feel pressure anyway. To me, but I do base level. Yeah, your secondary is kind of beat up. You do need to rush the passer better.
Yeah,
if that's what you was asking. But they need to figure themselves out anyway. To me.
Yeah. You trade your best pass rusher and you say you're confident in this room. This is one of the deepest rooms that you have on the roster. And then, like I used to say yesterday, you got a 32-year-old defensive end here. I mean, it's kind of telling. She's childish. I can't even know.
Both of y'all are childish. I'm sick.
No, I have to say that man age like that.
Right? Like,
and it's so funny. What's funny about football, y'all? 32.
After you hit 30,
we about to be 30. It's old in their years.
Oh, yeah. I'm Dak's age, so they be coming for Dak. I'll be like,
I'm about to be 32 next month. The way you say
listen, 32-year-old. Sisters, listen. Y'all are in y'all's own lane for that one.
32-year-old.
Relax.
Chest.
Relax.
Nine in the 30s yet.
I forgot what I was saying.
My bad.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, let her remember.
I can't.
Pass rush.
Oh.
More...
You had a 32-year-old human.
Oh yeah, that's all I was saying. I mean, it's pretty evident. I feel like sometimes when you're sitting in these press conferences, you can't take everything literal. I mean, it's pretty clear what the issue is. It was evident against the Eagles, but shout out to them again. Like, they made the adjustments in that second half. We heard from Kenny Clark and we heard from Osa. That dynamic spark that they got, I think it's only going to get stronger. Kenny Clark only had a couple days before he had his playbook and he made an impact. So I can only see that getting stronger. But again, we're talking about the interior being strong. What are we doing with consistent from the edges?
I think they'll grow. I think I'm not nervous about them continuing to grow and get better, but I do think this is a primed opportunity with this Giants offensive line. For them to take advantage and you know, gain some confidence, find some things they like. I think Eberflus could definitely trip up this Giants offensive line with some stunts and some things like that. So for me, this is a good opportunity for them to bounce back, put their best foot forward, and I do believe that this edge group is going to continue to
and take advantage. Like you said, this is the game to do it. You came out of that game against the Eagles with 1 sack. You kept talking about all season long, what was the goal of this team, to have at least 3 takeaways a game. This is the time to stack it up, and I just don't want to see a close game, basically.
This is a hard part about this game, so I agree that well, not a hard part. The turnover battle is important, like you were saying, Bree. That's important. There's
a lot of things that are important in this game, especially this run game, trying to build off of what they did in week 1. We're going to break that down up next here on Girls Talk, Boys Talk.
How does the cheerleader's hair always look so perfect? We asked, and they shared one of their biggest beauty secrets. If you want hair like theirs and confidence to match, use Babyliss Pro styling tools. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders use Babyliss Pro curling irons to get those perfect game day curls. To get the hair you see on the cheerleaders, head to BabylissPro.com. Use the code Cowboys20 for 20% off Babyliss Pro tools, the official styling tools of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Get the discount while it lasts. Offer may be withdrawn at any time at advertiser's discretion.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for us. If the men in your life bleed blue and silver like we do, I've found the perfect way to elevate their game day rituals. Gillette just released their best razor in Cowboys colors, and it is everything a Cowboys fan could want. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor combines his Cowboys pride with Gillette's best shave. And with 50% longer lasting blades, it is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's best shave is also available as heated.
Cowboys Nation, the 2025 Dallas Cowboys schedule is officially here and limited tickets are available right now. Get ready to bring the noise as you watch your Cowboys live at AT&T Stadium when they host NFC East rivals Eagles, Giants, and Commanders, plus the Packers, Chiefs, Chargers, Vikings, and Cardinals. Visit DallasCowboys.com/tickets or SeatGeek.com, the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Wake up! It's time.
Buy the ticket. We got a game at home this weekend, guys.
That part.
Okay.
Woo!
I think they're up though. I don't know. I should
Feel
probably
it?
go in the locker room and be like, "Wait up!" You think they would
Probably look at you.
Oh, I think they ready. They had to be sick watching that film. They had to be
Probably
sick
so.
watching that game, feeling like they should have won that game.
Yeah.
Last week.
Agreed.
They're probably
No.
sick about takeaways too. Aisha, what you got?
No, I thought Bree made a really good point about the turnover differential, and that this is one of the things that's very common with Eberflus defense is the fact that they take the ball away. Dallas did not get any turnovers in that game last week. In fairness, Philly did play keep away, quote unquote. But I do think that's going to be an important element of this game. You lost that battle last week, and you lost that game. For Dallas in this game, this Giants offense is struggling. So anytime you can take opportunity from them and then turn that into points is going to be huge. I don't think that they can keep up with you scoring. Don't think it. No, I don't think they can keep up. So if you get an opportunity to get takeaways, get points off of them. Score off of them. Put these humans away quickly. Like, I believe Dallas can jump on this team early off in this game. If they come out like they did in Philly and they're able to get some stops on the back end, if it's like 14-0, then I think you put yourself in a good position, because this Giants offense is struggling, and they can't take a lot of back-breaking stuff. Like, I really believe that a one takeaway, two takeaways is going to really hurt them offensively, and they won't be able to bounce back from it. What you got?
I was just going to add and say that Dallas only loses this game if they make mistakes. It's not going to be because the Giants come in and overpower them. It's going to be because they make the mistake. It's going to be the penalties, like you said, the turnovers. And I think at this point, even though the Cowboys have the stronger roster in my opinion, there's some talent on the Giants.
Yeah.
There's no mistake there, and we'll get to that here shortly. But I think for both teams, neither one of them have the type of roster, at least at this point in the season, and that could just be some continuity to talking about Dallas. But neither one of these teams are that type of team, and there's very few right now, in my opinion, right now as going into week 1 or into week 2 that can make those little mistakes and bounce back. And I think that's the point that Aisha is making. This is not the team who can turn over the ball a couple times and then bounce back. And the Giants can't afford to do that either. And I think both these teams realize that coming in.
The goal is to get 3 takeaways for the Cowboys a game. None so far in week 1. Hopefully they start off in week 2 and maybe possibly get 2, maybe 3. I mean, 2 is always a good one. 1 even as well. But I know
More than the other team.
More than the other team.
That's a start.
But no, I know I wanted to make sure we touched on that because we didn't get a chance to mention it yesterday. But in terms of this Cowboys run game, where do you feel like I got a chance to talk to Shadi yesterday or ask him in the press conference, where do you feel like you guys can build upon from week 1 after having some success there in the run game with Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, even despite the fumble in the red zone. But he said, I wish we would have gotten a little bit more explosive plays. They were close to a few, and the Miles Sanders 40-plus run was obviously the big one, but he said that's how, you run the ball effectively and win a lot of games is explosive plays, whether it's in the passing game or the run game. He kind of looked back at referred to the Arizona game when Clayton Adams was coaching, of course, and just mentioned that that's how we want to run the ball. So where do you feel like, the Cowboys can kind of build upon schematically or not schematically from week 1 to week 2? Aisha?
I think you go out there with a similar game plan as what you had, against Philly. Attack their edges. Mm-hmm. Now, don't get it twisted. This defensive line for the Giants has plenty of talent. Kayvon Thibodeau, they've added Abdul Carter, who is, they move him inside, they move him outside. Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns. But Burns and Thibodeau are 2 edges as well that they rush the passer, sure. But the run at these guys. Like, punish them in the run game. Listen, Washington put up 200. Let me see. Where are my freaking stats? They put up 222 yards rushing. They average almost 7 yards a carry against this defense. So, yes, this defense they do have plenty of talent and things like that, but they can be undisciplined. They cannot rush contain as well. And if you run at these guys, you can make them pay. So I would have a similar, like I said before, attitude as I did with Philly in attacking their edges. Also, Michael McFadden, their linebacker, who was kind of the glue, got to listen to some interviews from the head coaches over there, and that hurts them. They feel like he really holds their defense together at that second level. We'll see what happens with him. I'm not sure he's going to... But when you lose a centerpiece of your defense, that makes a difference as well. So I'm looking at them. Run the ball. 7 yards a carry.
That's crazy work.
Tote that thing.
And they doing that with... what they do is they load the box. They have like 8 guys, 7, sometimes 6, sometimes 7, sometimes 8 guys in the box. So if you're able to run the ball and average 7 yards a carry.
Well, they doing it because they're trying to sell out to stop the run, and they're trying to. You got to pick and choose. They got a young secondary back there. They're opting to do more zone. Shane Bowen is their new DC over there, and they're opting to doing more zone. Dallas is going to have to find the windows again, just like with Philly in the passing game, but also too in the running game. When they crash, now their defensive line has a tendency to get upfield, do too much, take some bad angles, make them pay every single time. Make them pay with guys like Turpin on the outside. Make them pay with Javonte Williams in the passing game, which we haven't seen yet, is that Javonte Williams also has the ability to take the rock out the backfield, swing passes and stuff like that. Make these guys pay. If they're crashing down, go play behind them, and so I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of their defensive line for the fact that I know they can rush the passer, but they can be undisciplined at times and run support.
Yeah, I think Aisha hit it right on. I mean, everything that I've seen from the Giants side of their writers is, McFadden leaving the game mid-game was a clear hurt for the run support, like automatically. I want to see the Cowboys establish the run early, because then I feel like at that point, we know CeeDee Lamb is itching to make up for last week. We know George Pickens wants his touches. Kevontae Turpin is someone who I think I want to see get more involved, because then you're throwing them off. And what is he going to do? Like, is he going to run the ball? Is he going to be involved in the pass game? I think just establishing the run early, knowing what this pass game can do and what they want to do, because there was a lot of left on the field, if you will, last week. I think it's going to be very high scoring game for the Cowboys if they can just establish the run early and then just get to having fun, throwing the ball downfield, let Dak doing what he does. His O-line is playing with so much continuity. They're excited, take advantage of this. Just let it flow. Like Shai says, just let them have fun. Let them play football. And I think the Giants are going to have a tough day defensively.
I know last week it was, of course, Javonte Williams carrying the load, most of the load. You insert Miles Sanders on certain situations. But is this a game where you're like, all right, Javonte Williams, of course, carry the load, but let's just try it, elevate Jaden Blue?
I mean,
I don't know if they'll do it.
If the coaches feel like it, yeah.
I mean, to just try things.
It just feels like if you say I want bursty runs and you got a bursty guy, just do it.
I mean,
yeah,
that's the feeling.
I want more explosive players.
Yeah, I just think it has to be like assignment based, or like maybe they're trying to make sure he understands like pass protection and stuff like that, like his calls, his checks and stuff. So I would, but we don't know what's going on over there. I don't know why they feel like this, because to your point, rationally, it don't make sense. We want explosive plays on the back end.
Oh, look at
We're
that.
not going to play the explosive
You
human.
can't see it in the camera. You put it.
That's Jaden Blue. Explosive.
What's she doing?
I hate you.
I was
Hold
dangling it?
like dangling.
Yeah. Get away from me, Bree. She's crazy. She's crazy. But no. I maybe, and if not this week, then I guess it is what it is. But AD is what it. I guess it just is what it is. But I will say, I do think we should see more Lipke, more Turpin, more guys, and hopefully they get the snaps to be able to do that. Like, hopefully they're forcing, the defense is forcing 3 and outs, and the offense is having more time to. They got to win time of possession. They lost it last week and they lost that game. So I do think that that's going to be important as well. It's to continue the run game to be successful early, and for this to be something to stick to. And I will say, if I'm Coach Schottenheimer, and I know we want to see the passing game, and I know the guys are going to feel away if they don't. But if they can run the rock and they can just run the rock.
Yeah.
I mean, there ain't no reason to start tossing the ball just because you want to make somebody feel good. Yeah, if they're able to, if you averaging 7 yards a pop, just like Washington was, for what? For what? I'm not doing all that. Just keep that stuff in the bank. You know what I'm saying? And just keep it simple if you have to. So,
yeah. Interior defensive line is a problem. Can't forget that. You did mention it. It'll obviously you got Cooper Beebe, Tyler Smith, and Tyler Booker, of course, manning the offensive line interior. What kind of challenge do you feel like they have? Of course, it's not a Philly Eagles challenge, but you cannot deny Roy Robertson as well. Washington had to put 2 bodies on him last week. And yeah, I mean, as far as Dexter Lawrence, we know what type of player he is. So what kind of challenge do you feel like those guys have?
Sure. Wait. Just barnacles. My brain is not processing her questions today. It's like I'm getting it and I'm not. Go, Bree. Leave me alone.
Oh my gosh. I will say Burns obviously got the 2 sacks against Jaden Daniels last week, so that is someone who he can get after the quarterback, right? Dak is not this mobile quarterback like Jaden Daniels, but he can get out of the pocket, he can move around, he can scramble, he can throw on the run, right? And then Dexter Lawrence, I don't know about you, Aisha, but he had a pretty quiet game last week. So I don't know what the issue was. It is week 1. These guys haven't played, together in a while or what have you, but not that I'm saying it's going to continue, but he was quite quiet last week.
I mean, well, shout out to former Cowboy Tyler Biatch. He's putting together some of his best football. Had his best year of football last year, and he's continuing that this season, it seems like. So that's half of it. I do think Tyler Booker is going to, if he is going to be dealing with Dexter Lawrence and some of those guys on the interior, really what stresses me the most about the interior of the Cowboys defensive line is
Giants.
the Giants defensive line rather, is Abdul Carter and their usage of him, which is very similar to kind of some of the stuff that the Cowboys used to do with Micah Parsons, is line him up over the center, line him up over in the C gap, in the B gap. They move him across the line. They're not doing it as much right now, not yet, but they are choosing their spots in which they do that. Some of those quicker guys off the line give BB and Booker a little bit of issues. Also, too, if the Giants do elect to do some stunts or things like that, I do. Last week, there was some communication issues between Booker and BB and some of those exchanges. So I do. It should be better at home. But that is something that kind of worries me with Brian Burns. He plays with a lot of power. How does Terrence Steele deal with him? That's a very key matchup of the game, is how does Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele is one of those players where he can be really sound for like 10 plays, and then he might have a two or three where you like, you're all right, brother. And so I'm looking at that matchup as well. Like you said, don't get it twisted. These are guys that can get after the quarterback. Don't give him a chance to.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention 11 total pressures came from Giants last week to the Commanders. 4 came from rookie outside linebacker Abdul Carter, like you mentioned. But they also used Abdul Carter as the spy in a lot of these situations. So my question is, do they do that? Do they see like they need to do that against Dak Prescott? Because to me, those are two way different types of quarterbacks that you're doing. So is he getting more involved now that he's not having to play that spy?
Probably. He probably would be more of a full-time, person on the edge instead of just
someone
having
to watch
kind of roaming. Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's smart of them to do that against a Jaden Daniels who hurts you with their legs. Now, if they do elect to do that, then if they don't elect to do that, then I want Dak Prescott with all that training and running and skipping and hopping you did in the offseason, make him pay.
I hate you.
Not the skipping.
Make them pay then. If they think you can't run the ball, if they think that you're not going to take off in certain instances, make them pay. And that's something to definitely keep an eye out on as well. It's like, Dak is not a quarterback that warrants a spy anymore at this point. But if that's how people are going to play you, then run for third downs.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take our second break here on Girls Talk, Boys Talk. And since we didn't get to play our little gaming game, I got the game today. Game. Yeah, so stick with us here on Girls Talk, Boys Talk. We'll be right back. What is happening?
Our neck?
We'll be back.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
How does the cheerleader's hair always look so perfect? We asked, and they shared one of their biggest beauty secrets. If you want hair like theirs and confidence to match, use Babyliss Pro styling tools. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders use Babyliss Pro curling irons to get those perfect game day curls. To get the hair you see on the cheerleaders, head to BabylissPro.com. Use the code Cowboys20 for 20% off Babyliss Pro tools, the official styling tools of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Get the discount while it lasts. Offer may be withdrawn at any time at advertiser's discretion.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Are you a Cowboys super fan? The search is on for the 2025 Fan of the Year presented by Captain Morgan. Now through September 29th, nominate extraordinary NFL fans, dynamic duos, and game changers who rep the Cowboys with pride and turn every game day into an unforgettable adventure. You could be sent to Super Bowl 60. Enter to win at NFL.com/fan of the year today.
Woo! Wake up! Wow, I didn't even need it. I didn't even need to do that.
Well, you got it anyway.
I did. Well, before we get to the game, I do want to pose this question. It's from one of our fans, Okay. Tony Frank.
Okay.
Shout out to you for this question. I was trying to do the @ sign, but it's fine. Got your name. If Blue is struggling with the playbook and maybe some pass protection assignments, maybe it's time to use one of the call-ups on Malik Davis. He gives it his all and just needs a chance. What do you ladies think about that? Wasn't really a question. It's more so a statement.
I like Malik Davis, and we saw what he can do in the preseason, but let's be realistic. They drafted Jaden Blue in the 5th round. He's going to get the opportunities. I think it's going to take a lot of mishaps for this running back group as a whole. I think Miles Sanders is going to get a lot more chance. Obviously, they brought this guy in for a reason. They brought a veteran in. Javonte Williams isn't going anywhere. Jaden Blue, again, he's going to get those opportunities. And unless there's an injury, and that's really how the game goes. If these guys are healthy, they're going to keep getting the opportunities. That's just the way of the game when you're talking about the draft and signing guys versus the practice squad. But still like him a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's reliable.
He's great.
He showed us that. So.
They ain't gonna do that. But
Yeah.
yes, that would be
Crazy work.
It would look bad on their part.
That too.
Because they drafted them.
Yeah.
The people that be evaluating and stuff like that. They ain't gonna do that. But we do like Malik Davis.
That's what I'm saying.
Guy.
No Malik. We big Malik Davis fans here, but
All right, bet. So, ready for the game?
We gonna answer?
So, what was you gonna ask?
Huh?
What was you gonna ask?
I was just like, no, I'm ready for the game.
What's happening?
I don't know.
I'm ready for the game.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm a little confused. All right.
Sorry.
Woo! It's called Bullseye or Bust.
Bullseye or bust.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, you know I'm animated.
I'm
Please.
trying to.
All right. So
scared.
basically, I'm gonna say like a bold statement. I don't agree with this or don't agree. I'm just throwing
You're
out bold
neutral.
statements. Neutral.
Okay.
All right. I'm just asking the questions. All right.
Hypothetically
Y'all ready?
speaking.
Y'all decide if it's bullseye or bust.
Do I have to say it like that?
Yeah.
She gotta.
I don't know if I'm there yet.
Y'all know she's.
It's
I've
fine.
had no coffee.
Yeah, I'm a
Okay,
little
go ahead.
different. All right, bet. Y'all ready? Russell Wilson will be sacked at least 5 times by Dallas. Bullseye or bust? It's a bold statement there.
It's very bold.
Very, very bold.
Sacked that many times? Oh, tater tots.
I'm gonna go bust. I think they'll get
I'm a-
more than. I feel like 4 will be the high number out of this game, mind you. They only had one last week.
I'm gonna go bust. I do think it's close. One thing I will say is that he likes to sneak in between the A gaps and B gaps and just kind of when the pocket's collapsing, because baby, it do be collapsing. They like to just slip. He likes to like slip through there. So I want Dallas to be aware of that and come up and tackle. And they might be able to get him in the tackle box and get some technical ones, or even just trip him up and stuff like that. But yeah,
I'm
looking for
it. Sound good though.
I'm looking for the
I'd like to be wrong.
the punchies that they was doing in training camp. I want to see the punchies.
Cool.
Oh.
Because he fumbled last week. He ran to the outside. He
was
got
able
popped.
to
Yeah.
recover, but yeah, it looked real ugly.
I want to see the punchies.
That was a red zone too, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fumbling in the red zone. Go ahead.
That'll be a couple times.
I know, right? Trying to see that. Go ahead.
Y'all ready for number 2?
Yeah.
Bullseye or bust? All right, y'all ready? The Cowboys.
Somebody better come get her.
The Cowboys secondary will hold Russell Wilson to under 200 passing yards.
Bullseye.
Yeah, they struggling. Bullseye. Malik Neighbors about to crash out again.
I'm going to say bullseye.
Bullseye?
Yeah. I mean,
What did he get last week?
hold on.
Go back.
Let's
Have it right here. Russell Wilson was 168 yards passing.
Yeah, we're good. Next question.
Hate you so much. All right. Y'all ready for this? For bullseye or bust. All right.
I think she just wants to say that.
It's so fun.
She likes saying it. she likes saying it.
The Cowboys defense will outscore the Giants' offense on Sunday. So will the Cowboys have points defensively, and will that outscore the Giants' offense?
How disrespectful.
I'm gonna go with Buzz because I had to think about it. What did you just say?
You think the defense scoring? We ain't in the damn quarter.
I didn't say I didn't think nothing. It's a bold statement.
It's fair. They didn't score a touchdown last week. But still,
Pick
I don't.
six.
I
That's
think
more points right there.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm just going. Let's just start with the takeaways.
I feel like Diggs is gonna get an interception this week.
You think so?
Uh-huh.
No,
Dang, that
we gotta
was my
stay
next
back.
one.
Barnacles.
Oh.
I gotta do a shut up. I'm sorry.
Well, now you got a bullseye.
Now
We
you
know.
gotta say it. You gotta say
I gotta do
Bullseye,
the okay.
Uh-oh. She wanted you to ask her to do this.
Bullseye or bush.
That was actually not
That was
bad.
good.
That was
good.
That was good.
I tried my best.
That was good.
But I think I do. I think Trayvon gets a pick this week. I feel like Russell can be. Well, number one, Diggs talked about in his interview how they're playing more zone than he's played. Like, well, first of all, they playing more zone than they have his whole career. They be doing when Dan Quinn was here, it was man. But yeah, they're playing more zone, and I do think with the windows and stuff like that, he gets more confident, and he seemed really confident yesterday.
He felt lighter. I don't know about y'all. That was like
I want to let me shut up, but I want to say that I like the maturity that he's shown.
Yeah.
As of late in this process, and he seems very confident. I feel like maybe he takes a few risks this week with Russell Wilson being a little late on those balls. Sometimes those balls are getting a little floaty on him. He does not have if you don't have a stable platform, good night. So yeah. Diggs.
my boy Kyer. Don't forget, he's the takeaway king. That's one thing. He struggled on a few things in Buffalo, but he will come away with the ball. So I'm gonna go with Kyer.
Okay.
I got one more. Bullseye or bust. All right, y'all ready?
Yes.
Last one. By halftime, the Giants will already have abandoned the run game against Dallas.
Well, dang, if they do that, then the 200 yards isn't gonna be valid. But well, maybe
Giants are gonna abandon.
Yep.
I'm gonna say no because I do expect for them to come out more and because Devin Singletary looked like he needs some potato chips and a couch.
You know what?
That's crazy work.
Why are you like this?
That's someone's son.
No, I have respect for him. He just looks older. Say what you want to say. When you see these young running backs running the ball,
Yeah, it's different.
and you see these older running backs looking to run, except for Derrick Henry because he's an anomaly. It is a drastic difference. So I think that they might realize that Devin Singletary maybe doesn't give them the best shot. Tyron Tracy should get more touches. And Scatterbo, who I'm not in the mood for. I'm not in the mood for having to tackle him if he is somebody out there. So I think they're going to give them more touches this week. They got to. They got to help out that quarterback, give him some play action situations for him to take advantage of because, baby, just running at people, not working. Just passing at people, not working. You got to fake something.
Yeah. I say bust too. I don't think they're going to get away from the run game. I don't think they have that
They gotta
option.
stick
They're
to
not
it.
strong enough to just rely on the pass game. And then plus, I just got a little bit of feeling of the rookie quarterback Scatterbo, like you said. I know he didn't get a ton of touches last week, but the physicality on that man, that is just somebody you want involved when you're going against a physical team like Dallas up front. So
All right. Well, that's a wrap for Bullseye or Bust. And a wrap for Girls Talk, Boys Talk for today. For Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison, I'm Nicole Hutchison. We'll see y'all back here tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Bye, y'all. She's so crazy.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!